4/440, Part 1, Take 1.
Editing copy.
Yeah, well, I reckon that's about the lot.
Speak now, Mr. Tatlock, or forever hold your peace. Only 7 weeks to Christmas now, you know.
Well, it's never been out else. And every year they start talking about it sooner. And they're not planning peace and goodwill, you know, but only how to get more money out of us.
Now, who's they, Mr. Tatlock? Who's this mysterious they?
Them as rides about in big motor cars doing naught. Them as has firms that makes and sell things. And them as wants to put the price up every 5 minutes.
Ah, now look, the government keep a very sharp eye on that sort of thing. They have their watchdogs, don't they?
Yes, well, I don't want them watching out of mine. Now then, how much is all that lot?
£1.73, please.
Right.
And thank you for your valued custom.
Blooming heck. Just what I thought. Look, here's a list of stuff I ordered last week, and it's exactly the same as that. Now, go on, compare the two.
Oh, I'll take your word for it, Mr. Tatlock.
Yes, we'll take my word for this and all. £1.64. That's a rise of 9p in a week. Nearly 2 bob. Watchdogs. I reckon you ought to put some teeth in them.
Ah, well, there's nothing the likes of you and me can do about that, is there? That's what they call inflation, isn't it?
I don't care what they call it. It's miserable living in it. Heck, I wish I had some shares in the firm that print these price tickets. I reckon they must be doing well. There's 3 of them on here, and each one's different.
Oh, hello. That was Tatlock.
Stupid old fool.
Oh, you're not getting at me as soon as I set foot in the place, are you?
If you are old, Bach, it's a poor lookout for me, isn't it? And why should I get at you when there's somebody else round here who does it so much better? Oh, hello, Vera. How's that head of yours? She's got an headache.
Oh.
It's not so bad. I've still got it over the eyes, but it's getting better slowly.
What you want is a bit of peace and quiet.
I know. I thought I'd go and have a lie down. Idris, could you bring the new stuff in out of the stock room? It's all under the window.
Now, you're not going to get him humping stuff around the minute he's back from work. What do you think he is, a mechanical man or something?
Well, I can't do it feeling like this, can I?
Well, I know I can't do it. I'm looking after the shop, aren't I? And he can't do it. He's just back after a hard night's work. So there's only one thing for it. You take a couple of aspirins and pull yourself together.
All right, I'll call back later.
No, you do no such thing. The day you come in here and we are not arguing, that's the time to get out fast. Believe me, there'll be something seriously wrong. What you after, Bach?
Him.
Oh, we weren't thinking of selling him, look.
Who wasn't?
Oh, well, I've got a bit behind with my repair work, and I wondered if my lad away fancied earning a few extra quid.
Oh, when's that then?
Well, no, this minute.
Oh, I'm right with you, boyo.
No, you're doing no such thing.
Over my dead body.
It's nice to see them agreeing about something, isn't it? Come on, quick.
Idris!
Who's your letter from?
Sheila.
Oh, Sheila.
Yes, Sheila.
That's what I said, Sheila. What does she say?
It's addressed to me.
Any more marmalade?
There's your marmalade.
She's asking us to go over and see her.
Yes.
And what does she mean by, I hope you and Ernest are getting on better together?
I presume she means that she hopes you and I are getting on better together. She is English.
So are you. Well, what are you going to say?
Well, it depends on whether we are getting on better together, doesn't it?
Which we obviously aren't, for some reason which escapes me. I don't even remember how all this started.
You never do. Yes.
Is that in?
Yes. Come in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, heck, is he always like that in the morning? Oh. Look, I know it's very short notice, but they're opening a new community centre in Stockport this afternoon. Now, it's the latest thing according to Jim Harrison, and we ought to be represented. I can't go, so I wondered if one of you could do the honours.
Can't be me, I'm afraid. I've got a job on.
Only one that will wait.
But
yes, Ernest will go. Were you or were you not saying only last night, or this morning rather, when you came home at midnight from a welfare meeting, that this kind of work deserves every minute we can give to
yes,
it?
I
Then
did,
you
but...
must go. He'll be there, Alf.
Yes, right. Well, if you'll give Jim a ring, he's got all the details, and you can... No, don't bother, love.
May I have my letter, please? I haven't finished reading it yet.
Yeah, but you don't always get what you expect these days, do you?
No, I'm just going to ask for a pint, but look what you're going to give me.
Is Billy about?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Walker. No, he isn't.
Oh, dear. Len, could you give me a hand?
Yeah, sure. Ah. Whoa, what the hell have you got in this? Cast iron or something?
According to my ungrateful child, it might very well be. Actually, it's a very nice canteen of cutlery, which I gave to Joan and Gordon soon after her father died. Do you know they've never used it? It doesn't go with their contemporary dining suite. Would you take it through for me, love?
Yeah, sure.
Well, any news of our Miss Lynch?
Yes and no. I mean, we've not seen anything of her, but according to the milkman, she's been back here a couple of days.
Really strange she didn't call in.
Yeah, we all thought that. I mean, after all, we got in touch with the police and everything.
She isn't ill, is she?
Well, not according to the milkman.
Oh, good. What about everybody else? Billy all right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, fine.
You don't sound very sure. He hasn't picked up this silly virus that's going the rounds, has he?
Who's that then?
I was asking about Billy.
Oh, yeah, he's all right the last time I saw him.
Yeah, he's up to his eyes in it at the moment at the garage, so of course he's not coming in for his dinners.
Oh, well, one fewer to cook for.
By the egg, you're a good liar.
Me? I'm rotten at it. It's you that's good at it. Still, you never do naught else, do you?
Thank you very
Well, ask what you're talking about. I might get an embarrassing answer.
A ladyship's back and it's embarrassing enough her asking how Billy is.
Oh, did you tell her you'd spent the night in the cop shop then?
As if I would. I mean, I know her. She'd have gone straight up to bed and I need her down here. I mean, what with Madam from Mallorca playing at silly beggars and then there's young Master Billy keeping out of the way. Well, it leaves me in my usual state, doesn't it? On my own, you.
What do you say?
Oh, I said it was nice to have company.
I haven't got anybody where you are.
Oh, I didn't mean for me. I meant it was nice for you. Especially somebody as talented as you as truly. I can turn my hand to anything, you know.
Fancy turning you round a cup of tea?
Oh, well, I might just about force myself. Although, to be honest, which I am most of the time, I must say I wouldn't be much good at anything to do with women. Organising beauty contests, that sort of thing.
Oh, give me the chance.
Ah, well, perhaps you were more fortunate with your women than I have. I mean, mine started with my mother, and you can't go further back than that now, can you? And I picked up a wife and daughter, more by accident than design, as you might say. And here I am, like piggy in the middle. No, but women have this nasty habit of making you feel guilty when you are totally innocent, which again I am most of the time.
They're not alone in that, are they?
Pardon?
I mean, the cops are the same, aren't they? Making you feel guilty when you're innocent.
Oh, dear, you had a right dose of it, didn't you?
Yeah, you can say that again. Mind you, it wasn't funny.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, boyo. I had my share of it, 2 or 3 years back. Doing a spot of peaceful picketing, I was outside the factory when some silly fool throws a stone at a lorry driver, and they pulled me in for it. Probably because I couldn't run as fast as the rest of my mates. But you're right. Oh, yes, it's not funny trying to prove you didn't throw a stone.
I read it. They've got you sort of in the end, you think, well, if I can't prove it, perhaps I did it.
Same as you, I was. Oh, they let me go eventually. But, I mean, when I came out of that police station, I thought to myself, consider yourself very lucky, Idris Hopkins. And I never did a damn thing.
A likely story.
Oh, hello.
Ah, hello, love. Fancy a cup of tea?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Go on, I'll risk it.
Oh, well, I'll take mine outside and have a look at that van then.
Oh, yeah.
You know. And, I won't do anything to it, you know, without your say-so. I'll, just take a look, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Leave you all alone, like.
Subtle, innit?
Dead subtle. Come here.
Oh, Gareth, you're crushing my chips.
Now, put them down then. What would you have done if they'd locked me up in a nick?
I'd have bribed the guards to let me in, and I'd have smuggled you out dressed as a nun.
Why a nun?
Why not a nun? What have you got against nuns?
All right, then a nun. Then what would you have done?
I'd have taken you to my secret hideout and have my wicked way with you. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to rob a bank. Either way, I can't lose, can I?
So, we decided not to say anything. Well, you know what she's like.
Indeed I do. In any case, it's not up to us. I mean, if Billy wants her to know about his little brush with the police, then it's up to him to tell her, isn't it?
Excuse me, you can't help overhearing, especially when you've been listening. What's happened to them three at your place?
Oh, they all got the sack. And from what I hear, the two lads, you know, Tony Bolton and Paul What's-his-name, are going to be charged with theft. They haven't decided what to do with Tony's dad yet, but from what I hear, he can be charged with the assistance of a commission of a theft.
Beaks will come down very heavy on him if they do. It's betraying an employer's trust, that sort of thing, you know. He could get 3 years, you know.
Yeah, no, it's not funny, is it?
Far from it.
Hey, are you going to that posh dining room for your dinner again?
No, not today, Uncle Albert. I was thinking more along the lines of a nice, quiet lunch at home.
How quiet?
Well, if by that you mean, could it include you?
Well, I didn't say that, but mind, I can be quiet if that's what you want.
Then be my guest, as they say at the other end of the Channel Tunnel. Plus ça change.
You what?
Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more it changes, the more it is the same thing. They're damn clever, these Frenchmen, aren't they?
What's he on about?
Search me.
Oh,
Hello, can I get you a drink?
Oh, thanks so much. Half a bitter, please.
Emily?
Bit of lemon.
Did you get in touch with Jim Harrison about this afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, could my friends have a bitter lemon and half a bitter, please?
Certainly. Which is which?
Oh, I'm the perennial bitter lemon, Mrs. Walker. Never change. Never get the opportunity.
You know, it's right the other side of Stockport, this community centre. It's most inconvenient.
That's life, isn't it?
At the moment, yes.
There you are.
Thanks,
Can I have a word with you, Mrs. Walker? Yes, sir. Look, I can't help worrying about Bet. I mean, do you think I ought to put my coat on and walk round to her place, and then at least we'll know, you know, that's going on?
Yeah, seems a good idea. Oh, Elizabeth was just suggesting that she pops round to Bet's. What do you think?
Well, it'll stop people guessing, won't it? Are you sure she's there, though?
Well, you know as well as I do, the milkman saw her a couple of days ago.
I think she could be ill, you know. You know what you can pick up in these places.
I'll go and get my coat.
Yes, do.
Betty?
Buenos tardes, amigos.
Hello, Bet. We were just talking about you.
But of course, who else?
We were wondering.
Is nobody going to buy me a drink? Here I am, straight out of an aeroplane, every nerve jangling, and you lot had let me die of thirst.
Are your cases outside?
No, I dropped them off at home on my way from the airport. Well, come on then.
Ah, all right. What are you going to have?
Well, I may as well keep up the good work. I'll have a Bacardi and Coke. Right, now that's sorted out. What were you wondering, Mrs. Walker?
Oh, just how you were, dear. Just how you were.
Well, can't you see? Great. Never felt better.
30 seconds. Coronation Street, number P694/440, Part 1, Part 2, I beg your pardon, take 1.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off! Pow! Oh, hello, Councillor. Can I get you something?
Well, you could, but seeing those two kids there with them, it's driven it out of my head. I suppose you have heard there's a little boy round here seriously injured last year through fireworks.
No, I hadn't heard. What can I get for you?
I won't sell them in my shop, you know. And I was hoping that nobody else would sell them round here either.
Oh, were you? Well, I admire you for your principles, which you are entitled to, Councillor, as long as you don't try to force them upon other people.
I shouldn't have thought you'd needed much forcing.
If we didn't sell them, somebody else would, wouldn't they?
And that's not all. If the government banned them, then everybody would be the same, wouldn't they?
The government knows they're dangerous. They issue warnings about them every year, but you and the likes of you keep selling them.
Do you sell cigarettes in your shop, Councillor?
I don't see what that's got to do with it.
No, I know you don't. But the government issue warnings about them, don't they? Have you seen a packet lately? But you and me and the likes of us still sell them, don't we?
We'll have to agree to differ about that. And if I can think on what I came in for, I'll come back.
You'll always be welcome, Councillor.
Well, you certainly put him in his place, Gran.
Does your father know you were spending your money on these things?
He don't mind.
Well, if he doesn't mind, you tell him to come and buy them for you himself.
Why did you do that?
There's no need to look embarrassed. Nothing happened to me that they wouldn't show on television.
Still, that leaves you plenty of scope.
Well, we just wondered where you were, that was all.
Well, then you should have more sense. You saw him, didn't you?
Oh, that Barrett fella.
Why not? I only have one at a time, you know. One a week, perhaps, but one at a time.
Well, it was just with not hearing.
Have you ever tried writing postcards with your arm round a fella's neck? It's not easy, you know.
And you'd just come back today.
What's the matter with you?
Come over here.
I do wish Elizabeth would leave well alone.
Now, Annie, you're as anxious to know the ins and outs of it as any of us.
Who is this somebody?
Just somebody.
Look, for the last time, I got back today. So if you've no objections, I'll come into work tomorrow. OK? Right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go home and unpack. I've got to take a little trip to the laundrette to do my dirty washing in public.
Well, she's sticking to it.
That's because we're wrong, dear. Yes, Ken?
I know it's a silly question, and I wouldn't ask, but the corner shop is shut. Have you got any vinegar?
Here's the matter about that. I always keep a spare. Billy puts his arm at everything but toast and malt.
Yeah, so does Uncle Albert.
Won't be a moment.
Goody goodies.
Entertaining Albert's lunch, are you?
Suffering, I think, would be the right
Yeah,
word.
yeah, we suffer here too. You know, we must be gluttons for punishment, coming in here for pies every day.
Now, be fair, dear. Explain to Kenneth why we come for pies every day. Because when the normal housewife is preparing lunch, I am serving behind the shop counter, or I'm in the dark room, or I'm taking photographs of some other poor unfortunates at a wedding.
I suppose I asked for that one, didn't I?
Yes, it could be said.
I suppose it's dawned on you some time ago, but I've only just realised how easy it is to put your foot in it when you're married. There's so much of it to put your foot in.
There you are, love. Would you take it? Let me have it back when you're doing the shopping, will
Thank
you?
you.
Elizabeth, would you mind holding the fort for a moment?
No, I'm used to it.
I know, dear, but it's in a good cause. I'm just taking a little nourishment to my Billy. Knowing him, I'm sure he hasn't got a bite for his lunch.
Great. Delicious, very tasty.
What was the food like?
I just told you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Why? Would you like me to talk about you?
Yeah, go on. Talk about me.
I'm speechless.
I get 'em all like that.
Oh, hello, Mum. I didn't know you were back.
I realise that. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No, nothing we can't do later.
We just finished our fish and chips.
Oh, dear, and I baked you a little pie.
Oh, will it eat up?
Yes, of course it will. Thought I'd just pop round. I've not seen him for ages.
Oh, well, sit down and have sixpenny with Mrs. Walker. It's well worth it.
Thank you, dear.
Nobody's said anything, have they?
Haven't they? Don't look like it.
No, she's a good actress, but she's not that good. I just, well, it's nice to know that our friendly neighbourhood neighbours know when to keep their trap shut. I got into a spot of bother.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, it's all right, Mum. It's all over. It was just something and nothing. A couple of the lads at the warehouse, they stole some gear and my garage got involved. I just thought some nice friend might have told you I'd spent the night at the cop shop.
Oh, Billy, you didn't.
No, it's all right, Mum. Just bed and breakfast, that's all.
Oh, I don't know. The minute my back's turned.
It's all right, Mrs. Walker. I'm keeping my eye on him.
Yes, but yours is hardly a mother's love, is it?
That's what he keeps saying.
And what did you say he was after?
Oh, that vinegar.
Vinegar?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we haven't lost much then, have we?
No. If we didn't shut at lunchtime, we'd never do his own shopping, would we?
She's right, you know. And that doesn't happen often, does it, Vera? Oh, I was only joking, but...
Yes, love.
Could I have a bottle of light ale, please?
Yeah.
Having to cope on your own, are you?
Oh, nothing fresh, unfortunately.
You must be rushed off your feet at night.
Oh, well, I do have help then, God willing. Oh, Lord. He's told you, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And I must confess to a feeling of considerable disappointment that my most trusted employee didn't let me know that my own son was in danger. Of course, not being a mother yourself, it's impossible for you to know how I feel.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Walker, but, well, you know what it's like. I mean, well, at times like that, I mean, you can't do right for doing wrong.
No, I know. You did what you thought was best.
Let me say, Mrs. Walker, how pleased I was that that boy of yours got off.
Got off? He was only helping the police with their inquiries, Mrs. Hopkins.
Oh, aye. Well, we all know what that means, don't we? But it must have been a nasty experience for him, you being away and all.
Now, Mother, you'll have to make allowances, Mrs. Walker. She will call a spade a spade.
What do you expect me to call it then? A digging implement? Mrs. Walker and me are communicating very nicely, thank you. Aren't we, Mrs. Walker?
Very well, Mrs. Hopkins. Very well indeed.
6:15, we'll miss the post if we're not careful.
I'm ready. I meant to write to Sheila today and tell her when we're going.
When or whether?
When? We did promise. But if it's such torture for you, I could always go on my own.
Yes, I suppose you could.
Ah, caught you.
Just. I was just going to put them through your letterbox. There you are.
Oh, Ta. Hey, they're not bad, are they? I like that one. And that. Oh, and that.
Oh, yes, a very pleasing blend of subject and composition. Accidental, probably, but still.
It's a very daring bikini, Deirdre. You were lucky. Ernest spent some time in a Spanish prison through taking improper photographs.
Oh, come on, Emily. They were only improper from Spanish standards.
Oh, I see. Not from yours. Would you excuse us, Deirdre? We have to catch the post.
Oh, yeah, sure. Try. Hey, is that right? I could have been arrested.
dead.
No, Kenneth, I insist. I'm just piecing the story together, and it's perfectly obvious to me that if you hadn't taken a hand, Billy would have been in considerable trouble.
Well, it was nothing at all, really, Mrs. Walker, nothing at all. But if you insist, cheers.
You're very good help. Bottle of light ale?
Oh, that's very clever. Thank you very much.
Well, you know what they say. Barmaid's an elephant.
I am right, am I? Miss Lynch does work here.
Oh, yes, she does, love, but she's not here at the moment.
No, I can see that. Only, well, I met her in Mallorca. She's had time to settle down, but I only got back yesterday. I just thought I'd look her up.
Hey, you must be,
Mrs. Turpin and I were in Mallorca with Miss Lynch for a time. I don't remember meeting you, Mr...
Whiteley. Derek Whiteley. No, you wouldn't. I only met Bette a couple of days before she left, but, well, I'd certainly like to meet her again. Coronation Street, number P694/441, Part 1, Take 1.
Ready to copy?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The chap here has a swimming pool, a solarium, a sauna, a tennis court. Do you know what he does for a living? He's a street trader. No wonder there's so much bitterness about in the world. You know, we really must start getting our priorities sorted out. Well, time to go.
Yes.
Right.
Ernest, aren't you going to take your pots away?
Sorry, I forgot.
You usually do, don't you?
I just happened to be passing and I thought, I wonder if Emily's done them photos for me yet. I know it's a bit soon.
Did them last night, actually. Excuse me, I'll just go and get them for you.
Smashing.